Hey, what is going on everybody? It is Nolan, or the Optimistic Gamer here, and welcome back to the Optimistic Survival series. Today we are going to begin work on a two-part, maybe three-part, but hopefully two-part video on our wither skeleton farm. We are finally going to get this going, and we will finally be able to have enough wither skulls to consistently fight the wither and make beacons. So that is the main goal for today and for next episode. To start though, we are going to need a wither rose farm that will take place in the end. And the wither skeleton farm that we are designing is created by ENX04. I will leave a link to this specific tutorial in the description if you would like to watch it. It is very simple. Of course, the most complex part is that we do need to get some wither skeleton heads once again, so we will be heading back to the nether here before long. But I do also need to reduce the size of this spawn area underneath the portal. And we will just start filling in these blocks. This needs to just be 2 blocks tall in here and 3 by 3. There we go, just like that. And then I believe we have a 3 block wide tunnel right here. And we look straight up and dig a hole like so. Then we can grab out the rest of the resources that we will need. We will get a row of slabs put across the top right there. Place a dispenser right here. We will fill that up with our shears. And we will get our soul sand placed down where the wither will spawn in. Of course, we still need our 3 heads, but we will get those momentarily. So one more dispenser right up here. And then the observer facing into the bottom dispenser with 2 redstone dust on top and a redstone torch right there. Again, that is filled up with shears. This will be filled up with carved pumpkins, which I still need to make. There we go. That is all 64. There it is. 64. These will go in the top dispenser. Excellent. And then we will make it look a little bit nicer in this area. So we will place some deep slate tiles right there. We will also do these for the floor. And a few stairs. I will need to get a couple more here, but we are just about finished. So we put this trapdoor right there. That is where we will stand to place our snow blocks. And we just need a couple of barrels for some extra storage. We can put that right there. Again, 3 more stairs right here, and then we can call this small farm complete. And of course, our wither skeleton farm in the next episode will be a much larger farm than this one is. So I'm gonna get the rest of the deep slate tile stairs, grab some wither skeleton heads, and we can bring those in, spawn in the wither, and get to work on our wither rose farm. And I have returned to the end with 1 extra wither skeleton skull actually, and we are going to get these placed down and spawn in the wither. Of course, I will turn down my hostile mob sounds quite a bit if they are not turned down already, which it doesn't sound like they are. We'll turn that down as much as we can. I still want to hear the wither, but we don't need to hear it at full volume while we do this. I also need to clean up my inventory a little bit, so let me do that real quick. And it's actually the explosion sounds that are very loud, so I think it's either blocks or ambient. Well, maybe not. Well, I can't figure out what it is, so I will just turn down my master volume and throw all of these items in here. I did explore the rest of that fortress that we've been getting all of our wither skeleton heads from, and I found some decent loot from it as well. Alright, and now before the wither gets too low on health, let's go ahead and start the clock right here, and we can start to spawn in our snow golems. And when we do, we will see that the shears remove the pumpkin, so we will get those back. And I'm just holding right click to place these snow blocks, which is spawning in the snow golems. When they die, they will drop a surplus of snowballs as well as 1 wither rose per golem. So I came here with 88 or 84 snow blocks, so we are out now. We will get those carved pumpkins put back in the dispenser. As you can see, we get all of them back, and when we step down here, we will see that we have wither roses and a lot of snowballs. So let me just kind of move around here carefully, and we will return back to the surface where we can craft all of our snowballs back into snow blocks. And again, this farm is 100% sustainable. These snow golems drop more snowballs than are required to make them. So by the end of it, we will actually have some snow that we can take home with us and use as decoration or anything like that if we feel the need to. But for the farm, I'm not exactly sure how many wither roses we are going to need, so I am just going to get a few stacks and we can go from there. We definitely want a lot more than what we will need at the end of it. So we are now up to about a stack and a half of wither roses, so we are doing really well. Well, not too shabby. We have a lot of snow here and a lot of wither roses as well. 7.5 stacks to be exact, so we will go ahead and let the wither die off through suffocation, and we will get to work on the next half of our farm. But not before we pick up our nether star, of course, and we can take this home and make another beacon with it. I guess we can turn off the farm too, just so it's not overly noisy. So I did some flying around in spectator mode in a copy of this world, and I located a few different potential candidates where we could build our wither skeleton farm. But I found a really good one. Though it is in a basalt delta, it is almost entirely over lava, and the mob proofing for it will not be all that difficult, so that is what we are going to go with. We are going to get up on the roof of the nether to get there, since it is a few thousand blocks away from our current location, and for that we will need a ladder. We will also need to break through the roof of the nether, so we will need a handful of materials. So we will need some TNT. I believe we need a lever or a button, I don't remember off the top of my head. I do know that we also need a piston, which will be in here. We might as well grab them all. We will need ender pearls, and I just grabbed some obsidian from the end in case we get accidentally stranded on the roof. So let's head into the nether, up to the ceiling, and break through the bedrock. And we have hit the bedrock ceiling, so now we need to find the very top, and I think that is it right up here. Yes, that looks like it is it. So let's go ahead and mark our coordinates right here. We are at 141 and -76. A very important set of coordinates right there. And we will place our ladders going up to the ceiling. We should be able to stare into the corner and chuck our ender pearl, and there we go. We are now on the ceiling, and 141 -76. We will get that block marked. That is the bedrock that we are going to break. And I just realized I forgot a trap door. So let's make one of those real quick. There we go. And let me go look up how to break bedrock real quick. Okay, pretty straightforward. We will put our piston right here. We will place some obsidian right next to it. A normal full block right on top of the obsidian. And we want 2 TNT, one right there, one right there. And then our lever and our trapdoor, the lever right here, the trapdoor right there. And we can go ahead and get this ready. So the way this will work, we will flick the lever and we will go underneath this trapdoor, and then we will place a piston right here. And we have to place it at the very split second that the TNT ignites. So what I will do is I will activate this, and then I'm just going to go into my pause menu and change the controls for placing a block so that I can just press that down and hold it. So hopefully we get this on our first try, but we will see how this goes. So flick the lever, get under the trap door, and we will go in here, controls, keybinds, and we will change the place block to say B. And now when we go back right here, we will hold B, and there we go. I think we did it. First try. Excellent. We are through Bedrock. Easy as that. So now we can fly away to our potential nether fortress, but the one thing I realized is we will not know which bedrock block to break, and I don't want to end up in a situation like this where we have 3 bedrock below us. So I think what we will do is we will make that treacherous journey through the skies of the nether and see if we can make it all the way to that fortress, and then we can get up on the roof with our same method and do that all over again. So the coordinates for this fortress are 3,500 and -1,000, which is going to be in this direction and this direction. So we need to figure out how to get out of here and fly for a ways. Where are my firework rockets? Here we go. And fly for a ways going this way. Uh-oh, a little bit of lag. Why are my firework rockets not working? That is weird. Hang on, let me try relogging. Still nothing. Oh, yes, of course. I know why. The same reason I couldn't place the ladder on the bedrock. There we go. I was trying to figure out if there was some kind of glitch, but I just hadn't changed my keybind back. So we are in business now, and I will meet all of you at that nether fortress. And it actually isn't this one, although it is tempting. However, we could do better. And we have a bastion right here, and this is pretty far from our home portal. So I'm actually going to mark the coordinates of this, because this is a treasure bastion, or whatever they are called, and I would definitely like to come back here. I'm sure there is netherite here at the bottom. And we should be approaching that portal any second now. I think it is right up here, past this crimson forest. And it should be right over this lava lake right here. There it is. And this is what I was talking about when I said this is the perfect place to build our wither skeleton farm. Again, I know it is in the middle of a basalt delta, but I think if we fly down here, we will see that we have pretty favorable spawning conditions. We are getting lots of skeletons, wither skeletons, blazes, of course some magma cubes around here, but once we spawn proof everything, this will be a phenomenal place for our wither skeleton farm, which is actually the first step in this farm, spawn proofing this whole area. Actually, the first step is getting on the roof of the nether, so let's fly up here and see if there's a spot to land. I think we will go, oh, wait, how about right up there? Let me build up some speed, and we will see if we can get in here safely. Good enough. Alright, so let's get to the highest point of this little cavern up here and dig our way to bedrock, which is only a couple blocks away. Perfect. And we will locate the ceiling in here. Still nothing yet. And there we go. Here is a ceiling access point. So let's place down some ladders. Let's head on up here with our ender pearls, of course marking the coordinates 3508 and -984. And we will teleport up onto the roof. Uh-oh, failed attempt. That's okay, I'm gonna eat real quick. And we will give this one more shot. There we go. And our coordinates 3508, -984 I think it was, which is this block right here. So we will get a piston placed down. We will get our obsidian right next to it, our normal block on top, 2 TNT, there we go, and then of course our trapdoor, a lever, and we can close that up, flick the lever, get under the trapdoor, and let's go ahead and change our hotkey. I just realized I am not holding the piston, which is not ideal. Okay, dang it, I messed this up. I'm gonna have to quickly center click, but we will see if we can pull this off. So let's go into controls, keybinds, and change that to N. So we need to quickly center click the piston and then hold N. And I did not do that in time at all. And I almost died. Okay, so let's try this one more time, doing it correctly this time. We will put our trapdoor right here, our lever, and this time we are going to put the piston in our hotbar, click the lever while holding the piston, maybe heal up a little bit, that might be helpful as well. And here we go again. Let's go ahead and switch our, I'm not even holding the piston, dang it. At least it is in my hotbar, it's number 1, so I will be able to hit 1 and then switch to that. So let's change that, and I'm just going to hit 1 out of the escape menu, 1 and hold N, and once again another failed attempt. Okay, third time's the charm. Flick the lever, get under the trapdoor, and switch our hotkey. Keybinds, change that to N, and out of the escape menu, holding N. There we go. Alright, we took a lot of damage, but we survived, and we successfully got the piston placed down. There we go, we are now through bedrock. So we can clear away this obsidian, and put a ladder right there, and head on down to the Wither Skeleton Farm. I'm gonna make a little bit of a safer landing zone for us up here as well. And now that we have roof access right here, we can fly back to spawn, or to our original home, roof hole, I guess, from this roof, and it will be a lot faster and a lot safer. And I'm going to mark the direction of the portal with some torches, just so it's a little easier for us once we come up here. And now the next step in all of this is spawn proofing all of the area around the Nether Fortress so that we can get maximum spawn efficiency from our farm. I am going to use cobblestone slabs for this just because they are actually a little bit cheaper than using buttons. We get 2 slabs from a cobblestone instead of just 1 button from what would be turned into a stone. So we are going to use that. That should hopefully be enough. If it's not, of course, I can always come back and grab more, and we have a lot up in bulk storage as well that we can use if we need it. But I'm gonna head into the Nether. I am going to put on some tunes and work on the mob proofing for a few hours. That's probably how long it will take. I wish it would go faster, but that is what it's going to be. It will all be worth it in the end when we have a very efficient Wither Skeleton farm. And I will see all of you real soon where we can talk about the Nether Fortress and finish up the Wither Skeleton farm for this part 1. Alright, see everyone very soon. Welcome back everyone, it is time for a little update on our spawn proofing. So I've made a lot of progress with everything, but I have run out of stone and cobblestone. I wanted to leave a few stacks back home so we have a chest worth of each of those materials for building and the path and things like that. But for the most part, we are really getting there in terms of spawn proofing. You can see all of these slabs placed around. The fortress is entirely covered, so it is very safe to be in here now. I am just working on the basalt deltas around the perimeter. And again, I'm making pretty good progress, but it is definitely a lot of work. If we fly around, we can still see some of the hotspots where we have a lot of magma cubes spawning in. but I will get those taken care of between now and the next episode so that we can spend time building our wither skeleton farm, which will be placed right over here in the middle where we have this netherrack pole sticking out. I did manage to get 4 wither skeleton skulls in the process, so we will be able to spawn in another wither and start up the wither rose farm again if we choose to do so. In the meantime, I think I may remove some of these slabs right here just to give us a source of wither skeleton skulls and things like that. Of course, we will have a lot of blazes spawning in as well, but with fire resistance, that will not be an issue. But that is where we are going to leave it for today's episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. We got that Wither Rose farm all finished, and we have made a great start to spawn-proofing this nether fortress. If you enjoyed it, definitely hit that thumbs up button and make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on daily content as soon as I publish it. Check the description for some more important information, links how to contact me, all of that good stuff. And with all of that being said, comment, like, subscribe, remember to stay optimistic, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Bye!